Welcome to Cross Transformation. It's Mariam here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to love a borderline parent or a borderline partner. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about my own personal journey, that relationship that I had with my borderline mother. You see, that relationship was quite dysfunctional, inconsistent, and very traumatic. Through that relationship, I understood that I didn't know what love was. I didn't have that inward awareness of love. All I knew was many different perceptions of love, and those perceptions took form according to different phases of that relationship, right? So as part of the healing journey, my own healing journey, I worked out that I had many different phases in that relationship with my borderline mother, and in each phase somehow I had developed perceptions of love instead of cultivating the awareness of love, that inward awareness of love, the love within. So today we want to talk about different perceptions of love according to different phases of our relationship with a borderline person. The first phase was the time that I was between 7 and 10, 7 years of age and 10. Back in time, I was so afraid of losing my mother. I think I was convinced that the world had to revolve around her. So I had to love her, and I had to learn not to expect anything. And I truly struggled with it. It felt like a type of addiction, love addiction, that somehow I was so afraid of losing her, and that to me meant love. So you see, my perception of love in that phase of the relationship was love would mean fear, fear of losing someone. That wasn't healthy, right? To the extent that I allowed her to manipulate my reality in a way that I wasn't allowed to express my love towards my dad. I wasn't allowed to love anybody else. She would be really upset about it if she found out. So I had to make sure that I only loved her and nobody else. Otherwise, we would be in trouble, right? The second phase was the time that I was a teenager, and I remember that was a point in time where I began noticing different mothers in my mother, right? If you're dealing with a borderline person, you understand that somehow you get to see many different personalities in one person. And that was the time that I understood I've got this angry mother, I've got this upset mother, I've got this happy mother, I've got this mother that would punish me, would stonewall me. I had many different mothers, right? And that was the time that I attached confusion to love. I attached abuse to love. So you see what I mean? My perceptions of love back in time as a teenager were abuse, neglect, different people in one person, and confusion, right? So there was so much going on. It was really, really hard to work through those perceptions. And maybe you're going through the same experience. Maybe you have got love would mean confusion. Love would mean abuse, right? After that, as an adult, all I knew was just want to get out of this situation. I just wanted to escape, wanted to get out of that house. I didn't want to be with her. And that was the time that I began developing perceptions such as love would mean rage, becoming avoidant, escaping a situation. Anger, it was really, really difficult for me to be with her and to love her because I just couldn't. She wouldn't respect my boundaries. She was very abusive back in time in my early adult life, and I just couldn't communicate with her. I couldn't communicate my needs with her. Eventually, I left the house. And I left the house by walking into a toxic relationship. And from there, I went through many different toxic relationships because of those perceptions, you see? Confusion, abuse, anger, rage, a fear of loss. So you see how many different perceptions I've had, right? It's very confusing when you're dealing with a borderline person. I'm sorry to say this, but I had to understand that mother. Now these days, my mother is in a nursing home and she can't identify herself anymore. She can't remember anything. And my ego was manipulating me that love would mean regret. Love would mean guilt. That somehow I had to find a way to love her back in time regardless of how she was, or I had to go back and fix that childhood regardless of what happened. I had such a hard time, guys, coming out of these perceptions, right? And that's why I do these recordings. I really want to share not only my life, but the healing work that I've been doing so it can help you, it can inspire you that you can do it. You can arrive at new meanings, new beginnings within yourself. So I truly struggled, right? Imagine that. Love would mean feeling afraid of losing somebody. To love would mean feeling guilty about your own childhood, about someone else's neglect and abuse, right? Eventually, I surrendered to Jesus from the place of realization. I understood the truth of love and I just couldn't fill the gap. So I surrendered everything to the cross. And what I received, which I'm going to share with you guys, was love is not about loving your mother and that childhood that you had with that mother. Love is to return to the truth of love. So if you're going through the same experience, struggling with loving that borderline parent or that borderline partner, please just realize that the love that we want to experience is not about them. It's about us returning to love. That realization changed my life, freed me from guilt, from shame, from feeling afraid of losing my loved ones, including my mother. So just realize when we talk about loving and finding love towards somebody, towards a situation, it's not them or the situation. It literally means shifting our focus. Don't focus on that childhood, that traumatic childhood or that traumatic experience. Shift, face this way and return to who you are, that love in you, the love of Jesus for you, for your mother, for that partner, for that parent, and for that situation, that childhood. Embrace that love, arrive at it. You can do it, right? The foundation of the work that I do is Jesus' love, that unconditional love for all of us, within us, right? Surely we can do it. You see, our ego wants to convince us that somehow we had to go through a different reality, but that is not right. Don't allow your ego to convince you that you should have done something else, you should have worked it out with them. No. You are where you need to be. Where you are is perfect. You had to be there in order to be here and now, all right? So celebrate your beautiful soul, realize the truth of love, work through those perceptions, shift your focus. Don't try to love that situation or to love that person. You arrive at who you are, the love in you, the love of Jesus for you and for all of us. Hopefully, you'll find this video helpful. Be blessed. Again, thank you for your support, for your encouragement. I really appreciate. May you be blessed. Have a great day. I'm sending you love and God bless you.